to be back.
Today we're tackling a topic that impacts us all.
It really does. Yeah.
The long-term consequences of, well, what happens when kids don't learn about money?
That's right. Financial literacy or the lack thereof. Big topic.
A big topic. And whether you're, a parent, an educator, or just someone who sees how important all this is, I think you're going to find today's deep dive really eye-opening.
I hope so, yeah.
We're going to talk about how bad money decisions can really snowball.
They do, yeah.
Not just for individuals, but across generations.
Absolutely.
It's kind of scary, but, something we got to talk about.
Yeah, definitely.
So I guess I'm really interested to hear from you, what's something that really stands out to you when we talk about financial illiteracy?
What I think is fascinating but also very concerning is how not being financially literate, it impacts way more than just a person's bank account. We're talking about their career, their well-being, even how vulnerable they are to scams. It can really have like a cascading effect on someone's whole life, really.
So let's break that down a little bit. What are some of those, some of the most surprising consequences?
Okay, well, one of the biggest pitfalls, and we see this a lot, is the debt trap, right?
Right.
So you can imagine a young person, just out of school, maybe doesn't really fully grasp how credit cards or loans work. And before they know it, they rack up maybe, I don't know, $5,000 in credit card debt thinking, I'll pay it off eventually. But here's the thing, that $5,000, it's not static.
Right.
It grows because of compound interest, and sometimes it grows really fast, and that can turn into, a way bigger problem than they ever thought it would be.
Yeah.
And that kind of debt can really impact them in a lot of ways. We're talking everything from being able to rent an apartment to even landing a job.
I've never really considered how, a bad credit score could impact job applications.
Oh, yeah.
That's wild to me.
Yeah, so a lot more employers now will run background checks that include looking at your credit history.
Really?
Yeah, they see it as like a way to measure how responsible you are. So a low score, even because of early financial mistakes, even if you're trying to improve, can really make it harder to get, I don't know, maybe that dream job.
So it sounds like we're not just talking about someone's financial health, but their opportunities in life.
Exactly, yeah.
It's almost like one wrong step early on can kind of close doors before they even get the chance.
Yeah, that's a great way to put it. And that sense of limited opportunity, it feeds into another one of these major consequences, which is a loss of independence. So financial literacy is really tied into, to choice. The choices you have available to you. So without that knowledge, young adults might find themselves kind of stuck. They may live at home longer. They might delay things like getting married or starting a family or even just traveling because they simply can't afford it.
Yeah.
They have too much debt to, take a risk and make a change. They might feel trapped in a job that they hate just because they're terrified of being financially unstable if they were to make a change.
It's almost like they get stuck in quicksand.
Yeah.
The harder they fight, the deeper they sink.
Exactly. And that's scary.
It's even scarier, when you start thinking about the potential for scam.
Oh, absolutely.
Right.
So think about it. If you don't know much about finances, you become an easy target.
Yeah.
We're not just talking about student loans here. There's also things like payday loans. Those are designed to trap people with their crazy high interest rates. Or there are those investment opportunities. Right. You see them all over social media.
Oh, yeah.
Promising these crazy returns. Well, a lot of those are actually scams that are specifically targeting people who don't know how to figure out if an investment is the real deal or not.
It's heartbreaking. It's infuriating.
Yeah.
It's a lot. But this brings us to, I think, something you mentioned earlier, which is the generational impact.
Right.
And this is where things get really, I think, thought-provoking.
Yeah, I think it's crucial to understand that financial literacy, or again, that lack of it, often creates a cycle that just keeps repeating. So studies have shown that children, especially those who grow up with parents who are financially stressed, they tend to develop anxiety around money.
Right.
Makes sense, right? So then they might become overly scared of taking risks, which stops them from doing things like, I don't know, starting a business or something.
Yeah.
Or they might swing the other way and they overspend as I don't know, a way to cope with that stress and anxiety.
You feel better.
Yeah, exactly. And sadly, this just perpetuates that cycle, and then if parents themselves don't know enough about managing money, they can't really pass that knowledge on to their kids.
So then we're talking about something way bigger than just individual struggles.
100%. Yeah.
This is a societal issue.
Absolutely. This has huge implications for our society. Think about economic instability, limited social mobility, increased strain on our social safety nets. Not to mention how this constant financial stress, it really takes a toll on mental health.
It's a lot. It's heavy stuff.
Yeah.
So knowing all of this, where do we even begin to address a problem this big?
Well, it all starts with awareness.
Right.
Like what we're doing right now, just talking about it.
Yeah.
But it's also about education, and I don't just mean in schools.
Right.
Parents, caregivers, anyone who interacts with young people, they can really make a difference. We need to give them the tools, the knowledge, the skills to handle all this complicated stuff about money.
Know their finances.
Yeah, exactly.
We need to empower them. We need to empower them to break that cycle.
Absolutely.
So as we kind of wrap up this deep dive, what is one small step that our listener could take today to start making a difference?
It doesn't have to be complicated. It really doesn't.
Right.
Talk to your kids about budgeting.
Yeah.
Maybe you could use an allowance as a way to start teaching them.
Good idea.
Play some board games that, use money at the grocery store. Show them how to compare prices. It's those little things that can really plant the seeds for financial literacy from a young age.
I love that. And for those listening who maybe want to, learn more about their own personal finances, remember, it's never too late.
That's right.
Read an article, listen to a financial podcast, commit to learning just one new concept each week.
Yeah.
Every step, no matter how small, it creates a ripple effect, not just for you, but for future generations.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
So until next time, thanks for joining us for another deep dive.
Yeah, take care, everybody.